What's up, everybody? This is your boy Seabass from Rockin With Seebass. It's been a while, I know, but I've been doing quite a lot of things lately. A lot of concerts, a wrestling show, of course, and just you know, studying more on rock history. Tonight we're gonna have a very special guest. He is a legendary rock drummer, one of the top 10, number one in my opinion, Carmine Appice. Um, if you do not know him, let's see. He drummed with Ozzy Osbourne. That's how I got to know him. He formed a band called Vanilla Fudge, but then he also did a thing with Jeff Beck, which is one of the albums I got right here. Beck, Bogart, and Appice. Really good album. Recommend you check it out right now. Um, he also played with Rod Stewart. I know, right? Rod Stewart. He formed his own band, King Kobra. Great band, one of my favorites. He also did a thing with John Skies from Whitesnake, known as Blue Murder, which is another album that I happen to own. And he also is going to talk about his new album that he did with a guitar player named Fernando Perdomo. It's a very good album. It's basically all instrumental, but a really, really catchy album. Trust me. I've listened to it, and it is very phenomenal. Let's see what we got here in the comments section. Oh, hey, we got Chandler already on the line. How you doing, man? It's good to hear from you. Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's just a crazy day. Let's see here. We also got, let's see. We got Leonard Skinner's coming to town soon, October 15th, I believe, in Riverbend. Also in another theater, I'm trying to remember. I'd love to go to that show. Leonard Skinner's a great band. Love to see him. But I'm actually going to go to another rock concert. It's called Rockville. It's in Florida. Several bands are going to be playing there. Rob Zombie, Metallica, Anthrax, you name it. They're going to be there. It's going to be big. That's what I've been doing lately. It's been crazy, but I'm here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about rock history. You've been on a NASCAR? How was that? Oh, well, I haven't really watched NASCAR in forever. My grandfather was going to take me to a race thing, I believe this Saturday, which I believe it's going to be in Indianapolis. It's going to be sprint cars, stop cars, and modifies. Haven't been to those in a while, but definitely love to go to those. Yeah, I bet it was. On a plus side, as you notice, I've also bought a lot of stuff at a Comic-Con and bought like $400 worth of stuff that I will never open in my life because they're worth a lot of money in my opinion. So they're going to just sit there in my room, just sitting there. I'm going to be looking at them like, gosh, if only, but it ain't going to happen. I met a few Power Rangers and the guy from Doctor Who, the time agent. Cool guy. Seriously, he was a great guy. Yeah, it was cool, Chandler. Well, anyway, Carmine Appice, I just got a text here. He is going to be on in like a minute, so we're just going to give him a moment. But in the meantime, Chandler, what band have you not seen lately? Or have you seen that Arena Rock show several times? Well, what band have you not seen yet? I've also... Well, I guess I should talk about Alice Cooper. Saw him a few days ago before the wrestling show. I was tired because I did the wrestling show, and then the next day I got up, went to work, left work, and then went to the Alice Cooper show. Saw Nick there, by the way. It was a good night, and Ace Frehley opened up, and he was phenomenal. He sounded great, but then Alice Cooper came in with a bang, and he was amazing. Like, the man sounds incredible. I mean, that was probably one of the best shows ever. His guitar player, Nita Strauss, is amazing. One of the best guitar players I've seen in a long time. I mean, she is great. I got really big nights this weekend. I'm heading off to see a Tom Petty tribute band down in Nashville, Indiana. Wasn't that the same band we saw back during the WBN fireworks, or is this a different Tom Petty band? Yeah, Tom Petty's a great artist. I enjoy him a lot. Alice is amazing live. Indeed, Emma. Yes, he is. For that man, he is a legend. My favorite part was when he summoned this big inflatable baby. I don't know why that was my favorite part, but the effects of his show are so cool, and seeing that made me go like, well, that's a good effect. It's a different Tom Petty tribute band. They're called Free Fallin', the Tom Petty concert experience. Well, I hope you had a good time, man. Tom Petty's a great artist, probably one of my top favorites. Don't keep on living like a refugee. That's all I could say. In the meantime, I want to play this little old commercial of mine. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. He's here. Give me 1 second here. Hello.
Hey, dude. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Where are you?
So I am from Middletown, Ohio. That's where I'm at. Where are you at?
Okay. I'm in Florida.
Florida?
Okay. Yeah, West Palm Beach, Florida.
I'm actually going to be heading there soon to Rockville.
What's that, Rockville?
It's in November. A lot of big bands will be playing there. Metallica, Anthrax.
Oh, what is it, a festival or something?
Yeah, basically. It's like a 3-day festival.
Where is it?
Daytona Beach, I believe.
Oh, okay. Cool. I don't even know about it, but I'm not surprised. I don't play that market very often, with Metallica and all that. Mm-hmm. Anthrax, I'm not really into that audience, I don't think, Anyway, I know StreamYard, though.
Oh, yeah. StreamYard's a good thing to know.
Yeah, we do our show Hanging and Banging on StreamYard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When did you guys do that? Because I did
every
not see
Thursday
that.
at 7.
Every Thursday
at 7 Eastern. It's just what it is, just a hang. I mean, my brother's in LA. I do it from here, and we have Ron Anesti. He's the owns the what's the name of the theater? The Arcada Theater outside Chicago. Nice. So he's the host, and he's had so many people on the show. Yeah. Oh. So well, you got the tie on and everything. Wow.
I try to look professional for these type of events,
Yeah. Is that a real studio, or are you in your house?
This is my house, actually. It's all my stuff in the background. Just wanted to make it look good.
Well, it looks like the mic looks good.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I got a mic like that. I never use it. I always used it.
This mic was very, very expensive when I bought it, and I was like, this better be worth it.
Yeah, so you better use it, right?
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned your brother. I actually saw your brother live not too long ago. It was like a month ago. He actually played with a friend of mine who sings in a band called That Arena Rock Show.
Oh, is that the Black Sabbath thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a good job in that show.
Well, he played with Black Sabbath. Come on.
Yeah.
He better do a good job.
Well, and I got to ask you something, man. I mean,
I'm amazed that he does that, because I don't do that, Can you hold on 1 second? John Lappin's calling.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Where's my phone? Oh, sorry. John, I'm on the 7 o'clock. What do you want? That's fine. Okay. Bye. Scheduling calls. Anyway, so I don't do that stuff. We just play with a tribute band. Mm-hmm. Unless I put it together.
Right. Well,
I have a Rod show, but I have the shows with people that played with Rod.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, and a guy that looks like Rod.
A guy that looks like Rod.
Yeah, if you look at Rod Experience, the rodexperience.com, you see what I'm talking about.
I'll probably have to look into that because I do love Rod Stewart, big fan.
Oh, yeah. This is when Rod used to rock.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, that's actually how I kind of got in when I got introduced to you. You became one of my top favorite drummers, of course.
Oh, great. Thank you.
And I got to ask, where did you learn to be an amazing drummer?
Well, I mean, I studied, and same thing with my brother. When I found out he had the talent when he was young, we sent him to the same teacher that I had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And by doing that, he got really good fast, because a lot of drummers don't realize they practice at home and they're trying to get good. The best thing they can do is go take lessons from a good drummer, a good teacher. Mm-hmm. It'll cut your time down in getting good to I did 3 years worth of drum work in a year because I had the talent and I just breezed through everything. So it's really good when you can do that. If you don't do that, you just practice the same thing over and over. You just practice the records and you don't really learn the technique on how to develop what you're trying to learn.
And that I do agree with you on that. You got to always practice and try to develop those skills.
And you have a teacher. So I try to become a doctor without learning it. Just by experimenting on somebody. Same thing with drumming. I mean, there's easy ways to do stuff. There's first got to learn to use your wrist and your feet in a certain way, and and set up a certain way to make it easier. So.
Right. Well, I mean, if I was a doctor not trained, I'd be scared out of my mind. So,
right. What do you do? What do you do for a living beside this?
Well, I work at Wendy's. That's my main job, but this is my college profession. This is what I do for my college.
Oh, you going to college too?
I'm actually a graduate, so and I still help my school out with this type of stuff. So yeah.
So what'd you graduate as?
I'm a multimedia broadcaster.
Okay.
And
so are you looking for a real job?
I am.
Radio?
I am actually.
My wife is a radio personality in New York City.
Yes, she is. I actually kind of knew about that.
The radio chick, and when I met her, she had 700,000 people a day listen to her.
Wow.
She had billboards, and she was plastered on the back of buses and everything. So what do you do? So this is like a podcast?
Yeah, this is my podcast specifically. I talk about rock history, and I try to widen my brand, try to talk about other things other than rock. I like to talk about other music as I could. But I like to talk to, famous people, especially like guys like you and all that. I enjoy talking to people.
You must have worked with John before.
Yeah, he's sending me out a few people, some that I had to study up really hardcore on, and so it's been working out pretty well. It's kind of funny. For some reason, his message, it was actually my fault, but his message went into my junk mail, so I wasn't receiving anything for a while, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
Good.
Shouldn't be.
Okay, I'll just continue. I got about 30 minutes to talk.
Well, that's all right, and we'll try to make it as good as possible. And the one thing I wanted to talk about was you had an experience with Jeff Beck, right? With this album right here, as I got.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You were granted the permission to do vocals. How did that happen?
Well, it was a trio. There was either Jeff didn't sing.
Mm-hmm.
Tim sang and I sang, so it was easy.
Right.
It was easy because again, we did get Jeff to sing on one track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Black Cat Moan, but he didn't like to sing. But me and Tim were singing a lot in the Vanilla Fudge, so
right.
Originally was that band was going to be Cactus, and it had Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart was going to be in it, and that didn't work out. And then Jeff got in a car wreck and it put us behind. So we decided to do Cactus without Jeff and Rod and move on because we broke up Vanilla Fudge to do it, and we didn't want to just sit around and do nothing.
Right.
Americans don't like sit around doing nothing. English guys are good at that.
Right.
Americans don't like to do that.
But we got to keep doing something. Got to keep on with the job, right?
Yeah. I'm always doing something. Now I got the studio in my house. It's like ridiculous. So whacked out doing stuff.
Well, yeah, and you've been working on your new album lately with this guy right here, Ferrando.
Yeah, I did that. We got 6 tracks for a new album already in the can, and I did the Vanilla Fudge song that we did here, and I did some other projects. I'm producing a chick named Lisa G, and right now I did 3 King Kobra tracks already.
Yes.
And working on 11. We have 11 of those.
Nice.
And it's pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh
I like
yeah.
the fact that I walk through my garage, the drums are set up. I don't have to set them up. I have to get drum sounds. They're there. I turn on the machine and I start rocking. It's
which
great.
is which is one thing you're so darn good at, because
Thank you.
that's one
Thank
thing
you.
I respect about you.
Yeah.
And I gotta mention something about this cover. This cover is really epic, and it looks like you guys are having like a little, little duel, like a little face-off.
Yeah, well, that was the idea. Energy overload with the lightning, both
Mm-hmm.
the energy facing each other, and it didn't look like that when we took the picture. I took the picture, and then my web guy who does a lot of my artwork for me, I gave it to him. I said, look, this picture is supposed to be like energy, lightning, and this kind of stuff and that stuff and shadows and make it look cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. And then he came up with the logo, and we worked on the logo to make it look better. And it's good. So now we put the lightning in the videos. We just finished the second video
Mm-hmm.
for the song Flower Power.
One of my favorite
And,
songs.
yeah, it's everybody's favorite song. That's why we figured that would be the one.
Mm-hmm.
My other one was Pure Ecstasy. I really like that one too.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
So that'll be the next one. And
I also,
funny thing happened with that song, Flower Power. We had on my show, Hanging a Bangin', we had Susie Quattro on there. And I know her from the old days. And next day she was emailing me, and she talked about me playing on her record, her new record. So I said, yeah, I'd love to. I said, it's easy now. I just walk in the studio, So she said, send me something you just released or just played on that I can hear. So I sent her Flower Power and another song. And she heard the Flower Power. She freaked out. She said, I love this song. Can I write lyrics and melody to it and maybe use it on my next album? I said, sure. So
yeah,
she's writing now, right as we speak, right now. We sent her the stems yesterday, and she's working on making a lyrical song out of that. I think that's pretty cool.
yeah, I'd like to hear that actually.
Me too.
It's a great tune.
It is a great song. And the
Another
way
one of
we wrote that one differently than anything else, because I gave him the drum track. Okay, I have that drum track, and he said I could write something to this. So we did that one. We did Rocket to the Sun, and we did Pure Ecstasy, and the Blown Speaker Boogie.
Oh yes,
I gave him drum tracks, and he wrote those to the drum tracks, and he enjoyed it because he said, you play very melodic, and as I was playing to it, things popped into my head. I said, great. So it's a new way to write songs.
Oh yeah, definitely. And another one of my favorites, I think you did a really good job, was Maybe I'm a Maze, which I thought was a beautiful cover, what you guys did.
Great version. And Fernando's great at making the guitar like talk.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about him.
That one and Do You Think I'm Sexy? The guitar is really talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it talks to you musically on the other songs, but those almost sound like a human voice.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which,
it's really awesome because he plays guitar, bass, drums, and keyboard.
Oh wow.
So obviously he didn't play drums on this.
Mm-hmm.
But he played everything else, and I did, percussion, and I got a kick out of the fact that I got a credit that says engineered by, because I never engineered an album in my life. This is the first time I got a kick out of that.
That's funny.
I'm Joe Engineer now.
Yeah, good job. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Speaking of which, how did you get with Fernando?
Well, I got a call from my friend's daughter. Tom Dowd was my friend and producer, Rod Stewart, and he passed away. I got a call from her saying, I got this guy who Tom was going to work with, and he wants you to know if you'd play on an album, a couple of tracks with him. I said, yeah, let me talk to him. So he called me, and it was at the perfect time because I was just starting to use my studio and just developing my drum sound, just developing my engineering chops on how to do this. And when I talked to him, I said, you know what, this could be a good way for me to learn how to record in my studio by working with somebody that has a Pro Tools that knows how to do this. Mm-hmm. So we did, and we did the first track, Thunder. I sent it to him. I had it on my iPad. I wrote it on my iPad on GarageBand, I
Oh,
sent
wow.
it to him, and he transferred and played it the way he transferred. What was that? That wasn't me.
That was my cat.
Oh, your cat. Okay. Lucky I'm not in my house because that's my dog going wild. Are you petting your cat right now?
And I'm trying to keep her quiet.
Yeah, I get that. Anyway, so uh, we did the first song and it came out great. So I sent him a second song, came out great. And he sent me a song, came out great. And I said, let's just keep doing this. So we kept doing it back and forth until we had like, I don't know, 15, 16, 18 songs. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get a record deal together for this so we can get it released because it's really good stuff,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And I played it for a few people. They really liked it. So that's what we did. I called Cleopatra, and the owner is a good friend of mine. I said, look, I'm doing this instrumental album. I really like you guys to release it. So we worked it out, and a nice tail. Tail gunner. Yeah, well, she got a happy tail anyway. I was black. I had a black one like that.
She's sweet, but she can be annoying.
Yeah, I know. They want to be with you all the time. Right?
Well, and it's kind of, I mean, that's really cool, though. I mean, Fernando is a great guitar player, and I'm trying to, get into him more because this is my first time ever hearing about him. So, yeah.
Well, if you go on Netflix and you see this movie called Echo in the Canyons, it's all about Laurel Canyons in the '60s and all the bands like Crosby, Stills and Nash and Bob Dylan and Frank Zappa and all these LA bands lived in Laurel Canyon. So they did a movie tribute to it and an album. And on the album, they had Eric Clapton on it. And he used to hang out in Laurel Canyon. And so Fernando's on an album. He played with Eric Clapton, played with all these different people, and he's in the movie. He's a big guy. Looks like a big rabbi, And he's like a big guy and you can't miss him. He's like a mountain in the movie. And so that was his first claim to fame. So
Wow.
this is like his second claim to fame. But he really had a great time. Me too. I mean, I did these 3 Christian songs, and 2 of them I asked Fernando to play bass and guitar and keyboard on. And he did a great job, So I'm returning the favor. He's doing some sort of tribute to Todd Rundgren. He does these albums. He's a producer in LA. He works with a lot of people. They pay him to produce their stuff. He just hasn't had the success yet because it's not easy having success these days because there's no radio anymore and it's all all this viral stuff on the internet. So but a lot of people pay him. He just moved into a new studio and he's a very, very talented man. And to me he's like a kid. He could be my son. He's I'm gonna be 75, he's 42.
Oh, wow. And to kind of move on from that, you've been in many, many great bands like Vanilla Fudge, but there was 2 bands actually that stood out to me, and one of them I want to mention is Blue Murder.
Right.
You got with John Skies from Whitesnake. How did that happen?
Well, I had my eye on Blue Murder because when I heard they got together, Cozy Powell got the gig with them and Ray Gillett. And then after a while, Cozy was out. And I heard they were auditioning drummers. So I said, I don't know how to get a hold of them, I don't like auditioning anyway, but, I said, I really love Tony Franklin's playing. I love John Sykes playing. So how can I do this? So my brother Vinny was playing with Dio at the time. And they went to London in 1988. And they played 4 nights at the Odeon over there. So I said, I'm going to go to London when Vinny's there with Dio because everyone that's heavy metal or hard rock, somebody there is going to know how to get a hold of Sykes, right? And then maybe I can get to play with him and see if it will work out.
Right.
So that's what I did. So I went to England on my own dime. I stayed in a hotel. I rented a car. I went to Vinny's gigs. I found the guy that knew how to get a hold of Sykes, gave me the number. I called up. It was John's stepdad, who was his manager at the time. And I drove the car up to meet them. I played with them. We smoked a little hash first. and it was like magic. We just fit together like a glove. And that was it. And we did the album. And we were actually very disappointed in how the album did in America and England and everything. because we thought with him being on Whitesnake,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time I was on a Pink Floyd album, we were going up the charts together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Tony was in The Firm. You know, he just got off the charts, and we thought, you know, we just can't miss. Bob Rock was the producer. You know, he just started producing. He was an amazing engineer, had an amazing career. We didn't think anything could go wrong, but something went wrong, and the album didn't do what it was supposed to do. It did like, I don't know, 200,000 records maybe in America.
Yeah.
When everybody was selling 5 or 10 million, we were doing 200,000. So, and then grunge came in, and then that kind of made us all dinosaurs, you know. But then he tried to do the second album. I had left the band because I was doing a Vanilla Fudge record, and he wanted me to just be in Blue Murder, but I wasn't on a salary or nothing. So, you know, so I was out making a living. I had a wife and kids at the time, you know, and so John didn't like that, so I kind of left the band, and after a while, Tony left the band. And then he called us back to do the second album because he had a deal with Geffen for a second album. And we did that. And then he put his own band together, and me and Tony started working together. And with Kelly Keeling, we went to Japan with that, and we played Blue Murder songs and History of My Songs. We played the Firm song. And then next thing we know, I got a deal for Guitar Juice, and I used Tony and Kelly. And because that one track on the second album, I'm on Fire, we were on fire. That band, that track was unbelievable. Kelly sang it, and he sang his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
And when we were Blue Murder, we auditioned so many singers, and we couldn't find one that John liked, that we all liked. So me and Tony persuaded John to do the singing, because he did the singing on the demos, and it sounded good.
Yeah.
So we did.
John surprised me when I heard that. I was like, whoa, he could sing. That's awesome.
Me too.
And one of my favorite songs happens to be Valley of the Kings, of course, but Blue Murder is my favorite song off the album.
That's a great song. And I love playing that groove that I came up with for that song. And the way I played it, it was, you know, the opening, the fill I did at the opening sounded like it was going to go to an up-tempo shuffle. And instead, it went to this cut time shuffle, you know, and halftime shuffle. It's beautiful. I'm actually working on a King Kobra song with the same kind of feel right now.
Speaking of King Kobra, like there was the one song you did, the people that know the most, Hunger, which was a cover. What made you guys decide to do that cover?
The producer.
Oh, the producer.
I wouldn't have done that song. You know, I thought we had plenty of good songs ourselves. Ready to Strike, Tough Guys Don't Cry, Dance with Desire, Shadow Rider, all really good songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have done Hunger, but, you know, he was the producer, and he helped get the record deal and said, you know, you got to do the song. All right, so we did that song. He made it the lead song. He was also very plugged into Capitol Records, so not only did he get us to do the song, he made them release that as the first single.
Which is the song that helped me get into King Kobra. But Ready to Strike's my favorite album by King Kobra.
Yeah, Ready to Strike's good. This new album is going to be great. It's sort of like King Kobra meets Led Zeppelin.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be really cool.
Am I allowed to ask when you're going to release that, or is that going to be?
That'll be next year.
Next year.
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing tracks now. So we got 3 drum tracks, and, you know, the 2 original guitar players that we've had on the last 2 albums didn't want to do it anymore because, you know, the music business is so different now. And there's no money in it, and they're busy, and they're saying, well, we put a lot of time into it, and you're not going to make any money out of it.
Right.
I just said, well, maybe, you know, just keep the legacy going. So we got this guy, Rowan Robinson, that played with Dio, and we got Carlos Cavazo to play with Quiet Riot.
Oh, wow.
So those 2 are going to be the guitar players with me, Paul Shortino, and Johnny Rod from the original lineup. And the songs are coming out great. They're really unique and killer.
I definitely look forward to that because, you know, I love King Kobra.
We already got the title. Title's called Music is a Piece of Art.
Music is a piece of art. I'm going to have to remember that. Nice.
It's a good title. And the album cover looks like a tattoo.
Nice.
You know? We already got all that done. Now we just got to put the music together. Well, that was a song, Music is a Piece of Art.
Right.
Killer song. Yeah, really good song.
I think it's really cool that you got Paul Shortino with you,
Yeah.
because he is a great vocalist, probably a very underrated vocalist in my opinion.
Totally underrated, and the nicest guy. And his wife and me and my wife and him, we get along so good. They're both dog lovers as we are, and he's great. He's a great engineer. He's a great singer songwriter. He's a great lyricist, a really cool arranger, and the nicest guy.
Mhm.
You know, we never argue, we never fight with him. He's just easygoing, and so me and him get along great. You know,
which is good. We need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we do need that.
Yeah, it's not easy. The last question I do have for you, this is a question I ask many people I meet, because I live in Ohio, and I think you kind of mentioned that you kind of don't do this as much, but do you ever plan on touring Ohio?
I have a plan touring everywhere, but it's just a matter of what the agents book.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not in a band that, but it might be a little different now. But Vanilla Fudge had our song in that movie by Quentin Tarantino, the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
It quadrupled our royalties, so somebody new was buying our records. So
Nice.
we're thinking that we gained somewhat of a new audience from that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be seen when we go out on this tour to see if we got a new audience and to see if there is a younger audience coming. Because like I said, we had a 6-minute piece of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which
is pretty cool.
The record sales picked up like crazy for the quadruple for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody new was buying it. So it isn't that easy to just say, all right, we want to do a tour. We want to do this city, that city, that city. We have to talk to the promoters and see who wants to do it and who don't want to do it.
Right.
Same thing with my group Cactus. I'm doing 5 shows of Vanilla Fudge, then 3 shows with Cactus, and then 4 shows of Vanilla Fudge. And that with the 3 shows I did with my brother are like 15 to 8. How many songs is that? That's 5, 4, 12, 15 shows. That's all I did this year.
Wow.
Normally I did 60 shows. Last year I did 4.
Wow.
COVID, so
COVID makes
it
sense.
was bad. My brother Vinny's done a lot more shows than I have this year, because he's playing with that Last in Line. It's got Vivian Campbell from Def Leppard in it.
Right.
So with that, it's easy to book. Because you got Def Leppard, even though they don't do any Def Leppard songs.
Right.
And the fact that they got the Dio connection.
That's one thing to say.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see you in Ohio, because.
Me too. I'd love to be there. We're playing closest to Ohio. We're playing is St. Charles, Illinois.
Illinois, okay.
Yeah, that's on a Cactus on November 5th. And then we're playing there next year with Vanilla Fudge. We were going to play this year, but then there was two venues in Illinois we were going to play. One of them couldn't open because of COVID.
Mm.
So we had to postpone those. And those were with Robbie Krieger in the Doors.
One thing, I cannot wait till this COVID thing ends officially, so we can actually have more concerts out there. I mean, I know what's out there. It's getting there slowly, but we need more.
Yeah. We need more too.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Yeah.
But and man, I don't know how much time you got, but
Well, I got about 5 minutes. You got it. Do you want to ask some more?
Well, I do have, I guess, one question here.
Okay.
The song "Flower Girl." Now, I don't know if it's just me, but
Flower Child.
Thank you for
Flower Girl.
Yeah,
you mean
Flower
our song? Our song?
yeah, the song from
Flower
Ferrando.
Child. Flower Child.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me. The autocorrect, darn. That song reminds me of Eric Clapton's song "Wonderful Tonight." Wasn't that sort of an influence there, or was it just a mere coincidence?
I've never heard. I don't know that song "Wonderful Tonight." Like I said, I gave him a drum track, and he wrote the music to the drum track using the dynamics of my drum track, and the accents I had and all that stuff. And so he, and Fernando probably listened to that song "Wonderful Tonight" at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm going to listen to it today, just to hear it.
Yeah, I heard that.
I never heard it. Well, actually, I can listen to it here while I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Look at that. He's turning it on. Look at that. Just
Yeah,
all prepared.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get it here. Eric Clapton, Wonderful Tonight. Is that it?
Yep.
Hold on. Eric Clapton, Wonderful Tonight. There it is. And if it is like him, I'm going to bitch at Fernando. I'm going to wait for the ad.
The ads. Gotta love those ads.
Yeah, that's how you make money today.
It's
Videos
true.
on people's YouTubes, right? Okay, here it comes. Oh, this is live. That's a lot of different chord changes. Is this instrumental? Wonderful Tonight?
Wonderful Tonight. Not really. I mean, it has its guitar, but vocalist Eric does sing in it.
This is vocal. Okay, I'm bored. I see what you're saying, but it's just that the very beginning.
Yeah, that little.
That little lead thing he played. It sounds like that. Yeah, it's just a little guitar thing, but that could have been an influence. Maybe not. I'm not sure. You know.
It's a great song, though. Again, one of my favorite
Yeah,
songs from the
album.
album.
I love it. Now you made me want to hear this song. Hold on. I got to hear this one, Flower Child. See what you did?
Look what I've done. Look what I've done. Darn it, Seabass.
Yeah. And he named it too, and then that's why we put that young girl in the video. You haven't seen the video yet.
I haven't seen that one. I saw I believe one of your.
Rocket to the Sun.
That's it. Yeah, that was the one I saw.
Yeah. Project. This song is so new; it doesn't even come up on YouTube unless you finish it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Nobody got an ad on our video. Da, da, da. Yeah, there's a couple of similar notes, but yeah, it's just the fact that it has picking chords and a melody in that range.
Right.
But I like ours better.
I would say so. I mean, hey, it's again great instrumental, and I enjoy listening to the album, and I'm going to listen to it more and more. So
well, enjoy yourself, because I love that album. I listen. It's great driving music, and it's great music to do stuff around the house, because the melodies they sink into your head, so you start hearing them when you're not listening to the album.
Right.
You know, like that one, you'll start hearing you know?
Right.
It's really cool. And that one, the guitar sings on that one. So, all right, cool, dude.
Yeah, it was a huge honor and everything to meet you.
Thank
and
you,
I wish
brother.
you.
And I'll see you in Ohio.
Yes, I wish you well.
Thank you. All right, man. You too. Be safe. All right.
You take care, sir.
Right. Cheers, bro. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Carmine Appice, legendary drummer. And this was Seabass from Rockin With Seebass. I want you to take care and keep on rocking. And also like and subscribe.